Hello, welcome to Casual Veteran Gamer. In the video today we are looking at Magic Initiate Druid. This is one of the two new feats that were introduced in patch 6. Learn 2 cantrips and a first level spell from the Druid spell list. You can cast the first level spell once per long rest. Your spellcasting modifier for all 3 spells is Wisdom. Druids don't have a whole lot of cantrips to choose from. I've got Shadowheart here as the model, and being a cleric she already has access to Guidance, which is one of the Druid cantrips. So we're left with these 4 here for Shadowheart, and of these 4, I think the 2 clear winners are Shillelagh and Thorn Whip. Shillelagh means you don't have to worry about what other weapon she's using, or at least what other melee weapon she's using. And Thorn Whip, it doesn't do much damage, but it can move people around the battlefield, and that's really useful. The only other downside apart from the damage here for Thorn Whip is just the slightly limited range of 30 feet, so you'll have to be getting a bit closer than if you were using a crossbow. Anyway, so those are probably the 2 best choices there. Shadowheart doesn't really need Produce Flame, and Poison Spray I would avoid for pretty much any character. Then we get a choice of spells. Some of them are on the cleric spell list anyway, so you can ignore them, the ones that are in yellow. Or because she is a Trickster Domain cleric, she has Charm Person prepared. There are a few good choices here, depending on what you want your cleric to do. Fairy Fire is a really good debuff spell. Fog Cloud for crowd control or controlling the battlefield. Goodberry is actually a fairly good healing spell, especially when you know you can only cast this once a day. You can cast it at the beginning of the day, and you've got an extra 44 hit points to heal during the day. Maybe Longstrider if you wanted that, or Speak with Animals if you don't have anyone with that and you don't have any potions left. I'm going to go with Goodberry. She gets another cantrip just from being a cleric. This isn't anything to do with the feat. Yeah, she can have light, that's fine. So here is Goodberry. I'm going to cast it on Astarion because he is missing some hit points, and then he can just munch on them. He's now filled up, and I've got 1 spare Goodberry. Also, if you don't use them, they can be used as camp supplies, although it's very limited. It's just 1 camp supply per Goodberry. So Shadowheart here has already cast Shillelagh, though she's run out of movement, so she can't actually use it. And now she's got Thorn Whip as an extra choice. So for example, maybe I don't want Markerill there, I want him out of the way of Astarion. Put him out of the way, although Astarion's got mobile, so he'd be fine anyway. And it just gives extra options for your cleric, especially as cantrips. They're very useful. Overall, I'm going to split this kind of between clerics and non-clerics, because clerics share the wisdom modifier with druids. Rangers do as well, but you don't often have as high a wisdom for rangers. It's not as important. So I'd say it's probably maybe an 8 out of 10 for clerics. It gives some extra versatility. Whereas for other classes, they don't really have the wisdom modifier to go along with the cantrips from Magic Initiate Druid. During editing, I realized I didn't give a rating for non-clerics, and I would say it's probably a 4 out of 10. The spells are great, but the cantrips is really where it's at, because you only get to use the spell once a day. So let me know what you think. What sort of rating would you give Magic Initiate Druid? If you made it this far, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.